everybody, hope you're doing well and welcome to this video wherever you are watching from and whenever you're watching. I hope everybody is very well. I hope everybody's having a great week. I know it's been sunny in the UK, very hot. I think they even said it was hotter than Bali at the moment, which I am obviously not a fan of. So I'm here today. Sorry, I'm just kind of like making sure my hair isn't a mess, which I know it is. I'm here today to finally film the video that a lot of people have been asking for, which is my story pretty much my journey on PCOS. Now, if you haven't watched the video already, I would go and check it out. I talk about weight loss, discrimination and PCOS. A few months ago, actually a long time, I've been wanting to film and document my process of PCOS and my story on it, and I just haven't had the confidence. And when I spoke to Lauren, she said go for it, people would love to watch it and people could maybe find it helpful to themselves. And that's what, I know it's a not great channel and it's not one of the biggest channels you get out there. It's just a small little tiny channel which is going to be for you guys to see me document my weight loss journey, any hauls or stuff like that. The hauls and all that I do from I do because I like it, and I know a lot of you guys like it as well. But the PCOS I'm going to do also for myself, obviously, but for everybody out there who struggles with it or who has recently just got it and they need advice, because when I was younger I didn't have not any advice at all or anything like this to help me or to guide me at any point. I had doctors, but they weren't very sympathetic. So I'm going to stop rambling and I'm going to start talking. I managed to find a hospital letter from when I actually went to the hospital and doctors. So it gives me a few guideline points and stuff like that. So bear with me if it's a bit everywhere, but I'm going to be sort of looking here and then trying to talk to you guys as well. So excuse that. So I'm going to start off by saying that I've had PCOS, I think, since I would say around, on this sheet it says that I have had irregular periods since the age of 13-14, but for the last 4 to 5 years she's been having something since September 2014. Right, so the actual date that I was diagnosed with PCOS was September 2014. Now, if you don't know what PCOS is, I don't know the exact terms, but basically PCOS is where you have, your eggs in your womb, they have got cysts. It could be little cysts like that, or it could be massive cysts like that. And there could be 1 or 2 of them, or there could be loads of them. So that is what I think gives you pain for one, and also stops you being fertile. I think also doesn't help with, it puts a lot of, what is the word? It gives you a lot of testosterone. So basically you start to grow hair in, this is quite difficult for me to say, but you start to grow hair in places you wouldn't expect to grow hair as a woman. So when I was in 2014, I was diagnosed with it. I started to get the hair underneath my chin, and that's the only place really I got the hair. I know people get it everywhere, but I got the hair here, all under my neck, chin. It was starting to get really thick. Now it says here that ultrasound showed the endometrial thickness of 8.6. left ovary enlarged, and it was difficult to assess the follicles. So that was in 2015. A couple of years after that, I went to the doctors, and my ultrasound showed that my follicles on my eggs had grown, like a lot of them, which means it's now very difficult for me to make children, basically. Which, to be honest, I know it sounds really mean, but I'm quite happy with, because I don't want children, and that's not to say I don't love my friends' children or like my cousins and anything like that. I love my friends' children, but I don't love. I wouldn't. I don't know. I don't know if I would be able to cope with my own. I will be honest. I am usually not. I'm not a selfish person at all. You can ask anybody. But when it comes to having a kid, I am selfish, and I'm not gonna beat around the bush about it. I'm not gonna lie. I'm not gonna feel bad for it. But I am selfish when it comes to kids. You know, I want to be fed first. I want to have a drink first. I want to have good sleep. And if that means I can't do that, then I don't want kids. You know, fair play to anybody who does have kids, by all means. But it's not for me, and I don't want them. And I'm not trying to be. I'm not being nasty about people who do have them, because I have friends that do. I'm just saying I don't want that stress and that worry for the next 18 years of my life. So for me, I'm quite happy in a way that I can't produce children. So that was the thing that happened, which I know for some people, and some of you guys who were on Lauren's Facebook group chat said that some of you are really upset because you can't, what is it called? Proceed? No, not proceed. Can someone comment below what it is called when you try to get pregnant? But I know some of you were really upset about it, and obviously I can understand. It's obviously very difficult for someone who does want to have children. I know there are a lot of, I know that there are classes in my area that you can go to for speaking about that. And I think you can also, if you go to the doctors, I think they can help you provide something that makes you fertile. But I don't know too much about that because I don't want children and I didn't ask for that. So moving on to I said, it said that my ultrasound showed that my thickness of my cyst was 8.6. Well, I went 2 years later to have my ultrasound done again in 2016, and my cyst on my ovaries had doubled the size, which means it's not good, and if it gets worse I will have to have an operation to have them out. But at the moment I don't really want to have an operation to have them out, so you know, I'm quite happy it being there, unless obviously it gets worse. I will say, I don't know if you guys have had it as well, that at the start of the whole thing when I got diagnosed, the pain was unbearable. The pain from my womb down was just extortionate. I cannot explain. So if you are going through this right now, I feel you. I know what's happening. It is horrible, but there is tablets to help. I think what I said to somebody was the Dianette and the metformin are two amazing pills. They work on some people and they don't work on some. So please, before you go and prescribe to them, please get checked out with your doctor first or a hospital to see what's best, because some people are allergic to them, or some people got to have them because they have had a stroke or something like that. So just be very careful. The side effects are quite a lot as well, so just be aware of that. It said here that my urine pregnancy test was negative. Thank fuck for that. I also want to talk about that. So I got my first period when I was 13. I think that's the average age anyway to get your period. I had very, very heavy and steady periods, and I knew when they were coming. I could guess them for a good, like, I would say, 5-6 years. And then when it come to the time that I was diagnosed, I noticed that my periods had stopped drastically. Like, I thought I was pregnant at one point, where it would be like 2-3 months and I hadn't had a period. So basically that's nothing to do with the polycystic ovaries. I think they somehow connect to where you have your period, and also the weight does not help either. So I found that really hard, and I was really depressed, the fact that I didn't have periods. I know a lot of people don't wish for them, but for me, who's had them fine since I had them, and then suddenly just to stop was horrible. And then I'm thinking, where's it all going? Like, surely if I'm supposed to have them every month, where's it all going? And I just felt really not right. And so I finally went to the hospital, and I was going for regular checkups once a month. On a Monday I would go. I'd have to go to the hospital, and then come back to work. So I would get them done once a month, that Monday once a month, all the time. And I would go there getting my weight checked, and they would say to me, you're heavy in weight. And I'm thinking, yes, but what the lady didn't say, what the GP said, is when you have polycystic ovaries, your weight is even more than it should be, because you're holding a lot of, I would say, fluid, I think. So it is harder to lose weight when you have polycystic ovaries. Before I had polycystic ovaries, I could lose weight very well, and I was like, I wouldn't say I was thin, but I was just right. Like, I was happy with my body. I think I was a size 14 going on 16, and it was perfect. I hated my body then, but looking back at it, I was really slim. Like, I was really slim. And when I was younger, I was skinny, like skinny, and obviously now I'm not. With with getting really depressed about things, and also about this, it didn't help. But food is my comfort, and I've been eating, and then trying to lose weight is so difficult when you have PCOS. And then I was just like, well, I'll go to the gym. I don't really like the gym, but when I go to the gym and I'm on like some sort of a not healthy eating, but watching what I'm eating, I did lose like 3 or 4 stone. That is my goal plan as well, guys. I'm also going to cut these down into small videos, FYI. I'm already at 13 minutes filming, and my phone can only take 20 minutes. So I might have to do a second part for this if I don't finish in time. But I'm going to try and get this done in the first one. So yes, my periods weren't being regular. I went to the hospital, and they said to me to use Northostine. So guys, if you ever are struggling with your periods and you want them back, Northostine, I think that's how you say it, Northostine, is the tablet you will need to get. I am going to write them down below so you guys can ask for them when you're at the doctor's or hospital or something like that. I recommend any of you guys going to the doctor's or hospital and keep bugging them. I know they're shit, but keep bugging them until you get answers. Honestly, I had to do that, and it's so bad considering, everyone says the NHS is pretty good, but this was shocking. So Northostine's what I use. I then got into quite a bit of depression, and also gonna say out loud here as well that I was on antidepressant tablets. I still am, not just for PCOS, but for other reasons, which I might make a video on maybe later on in a couple of years, whenever I'm comfortable. But basically I was really depressed when I had the hair. I think the hair growing was the barrier for me. Going around knowing that I had hair all under here bothered me so much. Like my cousins or my brother, not my brother, bless him, he was only young, but everyone would like point out, oh, you've got like hair under your neck, and I would go really quiet and embarrassed, and I would cry for no reason, just for that the fact I had hair under here. And I shaved it every day. This is me being honest. People may not know this, but I was shaving every day, just to get rid of it when I was younger. And then I went back to the hospital and told them that I'm really, really suffering badly because the hair under here is making me upset. I can't go out. I feel like I have to hide my neck. I was wearing scarves at one point. It got ridiculous. So I went back to them and they basically said, okay, we'll send you off to our dermatology clinic. So I went to the dermatology clinic a couple of months after, and I was so disappointed and fuming, guys, that I walked out. I went in there and the guy said, have you got hair growing anywhere else? And I said, no, just my neck, but I can't afford to get this lasered, it's too much money. So they said to me, unfortunately, if you don't have hair growing anywhere else, we can't help you. Bye-bye. I was so fucked off. I walked out crying. I thought, don't anyone want to help? Like, literally, does not anyone want to help? Now, what I've been doing for the past 2 years, I'll say year and a half, I found a offer on Groupon. Guys, if you are with Groupon, look, they do sessions for laser hair removal, and I think I bought 6 sessions for £50. I know it's a lot of money, but that's 6 sessions for 50 quid. So that for me was the best deal I ever saw. I had to travel 20 minutes away from me, but it was worth it. It was so worth it. And I was doing that for a year. I've now moved to another place closer. It's 50 quid. It's £50 per session. It's a lot of money. I can't really afford it, but I don't know if you can see, guys, but the difference is massive. If I had a laptop, I would show you a picture here of what it used to look like, and now there's literally nothing of it. Like when I was on holiday in Sardinia, I didn't have to worry about it. Don't get me wrong, there's sometimes a few hairs poking out, but there's nothing as bad as what it was. It used to be a shadow, like you could see everything. My God, guys, it was so bad, and I know what you're going through if you have the same thing, but please try and maybe speak to a doctor or hospital and see if you can see the dermatologist. If not, I know people struggle with money, I do, but try and look for vouchers, offers on Groupon. It really does help. That's my advice. Yeah, so I had Northerstein 3 times a day for 3 weeks with a week's break. That's for my period. And then also, what's very good, guys, if you want to go to the doctors for your hair, is basically you have to try Vetaformin, which I spoke about a minute ago, Dianet. They're the two that help this, basically the follicle of the hair, which is right in, die, so it doesn't keep growing. Try them, but it did not help me, that's the only thing. Try them, or try Vaniqua, it's a cream. That did help, actually. The cream you just put on in the shower and just like rub it off and the hairs just come off. But that's my advice on this first part of the video. I'm going to leave it here now, guys, because it is coming up to 20 minutes. I hope you all enjoyed this first part of the video. I know it was very quick. Let me know if you want me to talk about anything else in my part 2. This is going to be part 1. But yeah, comment down below or Instagram me privately. I'm willing to answer any questions. But if you guys have any questions that you want me to answer in the part 2, let me know and I'll do it, about PCOS or about weight loss or anything like that. Let me know and I will answer it. I'm going to cut the video here. I'm so sorry. It's 20 minutes short. But there will be a part 2 coming soon. I'm going to try and film it this week. Today I am filming it on a Thursday, so I'll probably film it this weekend and upload it this weekend. But I'm going to say thanks guys for listening, and thanks for all the love yesterday. I had my auntie's funeral, so thank you guys, and I will see you in my next video. Bye bye.